Hello, hello, everybody. My name is Andrea, and welcome to Geeky Girls Journal. So, today, listen, I just had this thought and I went with it. So, hopefully, you all are on board with it today. I had all these random thoughts, and I wanted to do a quick pop up so that I can interact with you all and have this conversation and see how you're doing, what you're doing, and see what your thoughts are. And also, I have a very important guest today. No, it's not my daughter, although that was her laughing in the background. But you're going to see, thank you, whoever just came in. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So we're going to have this chat and connect. Remember when we used to do the chat and connect? So I'm back with one today. This was very impromptu. So you all bear with me. I literally just finished making my daughter something to eat, running, trying to get her set up so that I can do this live. And I just finished setting it up. So I did all this just for you all because I am motivated to have this conversation. So I have a special guest today for you all. And if you saw the thumbnail, she's not a friend to everybody. She's not new to this channel, but she's going to be new to some of you, especially those of you who have just, become a part. And I'm sorry, I don't have the chat on. Let me turn the chat on because I see some friends. And let me know if you all can hear me because I'm not sure. I can't hear anything. I can't see anything at this moment. I just want to make sure everything's okay so that I'm not having this conversation alone and I'm just talking with no sound. So if you can hear me, just put a thumbs up in the chat. If you can't hear me, put a thumbs down or a sad face, just so I know, and we can get to going. So give me 1 second. Okay, so I see the chat. Okay. Hi, Ruthie. How are you? Thank you for being here. Can you hear me? Okay. Because I want to make sure that the sound is well before I go into this. And let me make sure. Um, oh, okay. Thank you, Ruthie. Thank you. I am fine. And Ruthie, I know we have not done this in a whole minute. That is why I'm so excited because this person, you know her well. And you know what? I'm not going to even, I might introduce her. I might introduce her just a little bit, but I'm going to let her introduce herself because she is very well spoken. She's an author. She's a voice actress. She does everything. And you know what? You all can find out more about her for yourself. But I just want to say one thing about her before I get started with this interview. This actually it's not going to be an interview. It's going to be an impromptu conversation because we were having I was speaking to her earlier before I started this and I was just like, hey, you want to go live with me? And she just did it. I have wonderful people in my life that'll just drop things that they're doing and help me out. So she's here. We're going to talk. Everybody sit back, get comfortable, Ruthie, and enjoy this. We're going to get started in about 2 seconds. And you all know, as usual, if you have any questions and comments, concerns, put it in the chat. This is going to be quick because we had about 30 minutes to do this before I had to go pick up one of my daughters. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and let me know what your thoughts are, as we're having this conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in our guest. I'm so excited because, like I said, this was very impromptu. So I'm so thankful that she decided to do this with me. And hi, Ruthie. Hey, Morgan. How are you, King? I hope everybody's having a good day. So let's bring her on in here. You all ready for the guest? You all ready? Because I'm ready. All right, let me see if I can pull her in. Give me 1 second. So there she is.
Oh my gosh.
I
Hi,
love it.
everyone. I want you guys to pay attention to your host's facial expressions. There's a reason why she has those facial expressions after she let me in. It has to do with our topic.
Oh wow. Hey, educated natural. I hear an echo. Are you okay?
No, I don't. Does everybody
Okay, well
else?
I'll do.
Maybe my mic is up too loud. Hold
Do
on.
you all hear an echo? And
How's
it's
the
okay, I'll bear.
sound? Do you hear an echo? Maybe I should put my headphones on. You want me to
Okay.
try that?
Yes,
Let's try
please.
that.
You look
Ooh.
beautiful. There's an echo, educated natural. I don't
Is
hear it
there an
now.
echo now?
No, there is not. Not for me. I mean, it's a slight one, but I can deal with it if nobody else can hear it.
Slightly, slightly.
Can you
Let's
hear it, Tin?
adjust.
Is there an echo?
In the hello, testing,
Yes,
testing.
testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
A B C D E F G.
I appreciate you all coming in. Hey, it's gone. Okay,
It's
thank you,
gone.
Tim.
Well, praise Moses.
Praise Moses. All
Okay.
right. So
So go ahead.
I just want to give everybody a heads up. The guest is going to lead this basically because I had about 10 topics that
I
I had in my
am.
head. And then she came up with this topic and was like, hey, what about this? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess now, because I had the other 10 in my head, we'll just table those and do them at a later date. But I'm interested to see how this goes. So, yeah, so we're talking about what?
Your
Co hostess with the
authentic
mostest.
self.
Your authentic self.
So there was a reason why I asked the live participants to pay attention to your facial expressions because your face can't hold water. It tells everything. And I know
Yes.
this because I know you. And my face is the same way. We don't even realize our face is like saying what we're thinking. I mean, it's not personal. But the reason why I said to you, let's do this, and I have a surprise for you because right about now, you all may not know this, but this is not my authentic self. I feel so
Surprise.
uncomfortable.
What? I'm surprised, and I've known her my entire life. So, can you expound on that? Tell us
I
more
will.
about it. Okay.
So, when we were speaking earlier and we were talking about our authentic self and how to be that and how to be that without being hurtful. So, I thought about, you know, how we've done over the years. If we come out of the house and we look a hot mess, we have no problem with saying to each other, okay, that might not
Yeah.
work too well for you. Some people don't have that courage or they don't have the ability to do it tactfully. And what you want to do is you want to be your authentic self and you want to help others to be their authentic self, but you don't want to do it in a way that's hurtful or damaging. Because you can really, really push someone way back and they'll be on a flume ride to hell feeling some type of way about themselves. Because they lack the confidence in the first place. So, having said all that, hello.
No,
Having
continue. Continue.
having said all that,
Hey, Jamie. I'm
as
sorry. Let me just say quickly,
geeky
everybody.
girl lady is my niece, so let's get that out there. So she knows me. I've been knowing her since she was born. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that everybody, I see you in the chat. I'm going to wave so I can acknowledge you, but I want to hear what the guest has to say, and we only have about 30 minutes to do it. So
I'm no
you know that I
guest.
see you.
I'm
She's
just
no
I'm
guest.
just a lady with an opinion.
Good
So what
enough.
I was saying was, I deliberately came on as not my authentic self. This is not me. For some of you, this is normal. But my niece knows I love eyelashes. I try to wear them. I'm such a tomboy. I've never really gotten the knack of how to put them on. And so I feel very uncomfortable. I think they look nice on other people, and some people do go a little bit on the deep end and they look like, caterpillars, but that's okay. You don't need to tell them that. Now,
It's
for
okay. If they want a
in this
caterpillar, they can have a caterpillar on there.
yes. In this instance, my niece would say, "Oh, so you're trying something new, huh?"
That's a nice way to put it. Yeah.
That's a nice way to put it. And then if I said, "Well, yeah, I was trying," and then she said, "Well, it looks like it's coming up on the edge just a little bit. Maybe we could take some glue and put it back down." And other people would not be comfortable with that. Me, I would, you know. But you have to learn how to help each other, especially as women, because we can really be mean. We can really be mean to each other. And
And
there's
what's
no
the
need for
saying?
that.
Mean girls. Mm,
Right.
I've
And
had lots of experience with them.
geeky girls are not mean. Geeky girls are geeky.
And
and
tactful.
and tactful, yes. So if someone is not presenting themselves as well as you know that they could, or even if you don't know that person, there's no harm in being tactful in helping them out. And some people will really, really appreciate this. They will really say, oh my God, you know. For example, I was once out at a club eons ago because I'm too old to club now. I'm somebody's grandmama, hopefully soon. But I I was out at a club and I was in the bathroom and there was some other females in the bathroom and the lady left the bathroom and she had toilet paper hanging out of the back of her pants or dress or whatever. People let her walk all the way across the floor and no one stopped her. She would have been walking all around the club with that toilet paper. You know what I mean? That's embarrassing. I
Yes.
slid over to her tactfully and said, "You've got a little friend that came out of the bathroom with you. Turn around and let's fix it." And I helped her. And she was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." Nobody even said anything. No,
But we will.
I
And you know
will.
what? I can appreciate people like that. And perhaps maybe it's because I'm a part of your family and we just that's what we do. Um,
Yeah, it's what we do.
it's what we
But,
do.
the whole point in that story is most of the time, people really do appreciate your authentic self
Mhm.
when you're being helpful, encouraging, uplifting, uh, blah, blah, blah. Not being mean and nasty and, oh, she shouldn't have worn that, blah, blah, blah. Now maybe these eyelashes look okay to you, but I feel retarded. And I've got matching earrings to go with my lipstick. Now, my niece knows I would never do this.
No. But
Never.
you raised a question because where I am like you, and I will tell somebody, if I saw tissue on their shoe, as an example that you gave, I would tell them. If I saw somebody's and their hair was out of place, I would say something. If I saw somebody with the shirt inside out, I would say something. I just try to say all the things that I would think somebody would say to me.
I would
If
hope they
I looked,
would.
that I hope they'd say to me if I was just a little, if I didn't
Okay,
come out and I didn't look unkempt. Okay.
so there's a
Hey,
comment
boo.
that said, yes, but who tells others about the boogers? I do. I've done that. I've done it to
I
a
have to.
coworker. I just handed them a tissue and said, you got a little something hanging out waving. I mean, there's a way to put a comic twist on it so that the person feels less embarrassed.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to eliminate total embarrassment. There's going to be a little bit, but in the end, they'll be happy that you didn't let them walk around with, yay booger hanging out of nose waving. So, yes,
Yeah.
I would say that. That's my
Yeah.
authentic self because I wouldn't want somebody to let me walk around like that.
Not that I'd rather somebody tell me. If you're one of the people who would rather somebody tell you, just put a one in the chat while we're talking. And if you don't want anybody to tell you, put a two. So I'll know who I'm dealing with in this audience. But I'm the same. I would prefer somebody to tell. I would rather somebody tell me than let something hang out. I've also done that where I've seen somebody with something in their nose, and I'm just like, I kind of just gave them emotion, like, you know, just to let them know that they had something there or if something was on
Yeah.
their face.
I mean, if you're uncomfortable with actually saying it, you can give a notion and say, "Hey, or,
Yeah,
and they're going to be like, "Oh, snap." Thanks.
right. Thank you. Right.
Instead
I'm
of
like,
letting
thank
them
you.
walk around like that all day long.
Exactly. Because while I was out here being my authentic self one time, I had something on my face and nobody told me. And I got home and it was like, I don't know what it was. I think it was some tissue because maybe I was wiping my face with a tissue or something. And I
Right.
saw, how those little crumbles that you get on your face.
Yeah, I
And
call
now
them
I
dingleberries.
dingle. You made me think about something else. You know what we call dingleberries too?
Dingleberries. Yeah,
Dingleberries
those ones that hang under
under
your
the
arm.
arm.
Yeah, those. Yeah. But that's just one point of being your authentic self. And since we're talking about authentic self, um, I can't take this anymore. So I need to be my authentic self. And this is not her. So,
I'm sorry. Something is happening where I hear
what do you hear?
one of my videos is playing in my my
I don't
okay,
hear it.
it just stopped. Yeah, one of my old videos, you all. I'm sorry. I know my face probably told you there was an issue, but while you were talking, it just started playing. I'm not even sure where it came from, but maybe I needed to hear it. But since we're on that topic, so yeah, I,
My
I
authentic self.
there we are. Your authentic self. Now, how about okay? So you said something about people being their authentic self and saying it properly. Like you can still be your authentic self and relay the message in a way that's acceptable for that other person to receive it. So, do you think that that person is not being fully authentic if they temper their words? Oh, maybe it's
No,
my other
I
earphone.
I
Thank you, Tim.
I don't think that a person is not being authentic. Because we are not one-dimensional people. People are not one-dimensional, is what I'm saying. People are three-dimensional, multi-dimensional. There's a you that you present to your children, and there's a you that you present to me. There's a you that you present to your sister, your mom, your colleagues, but they're all you.
Mhm.
Not authentic. They are you. They're
They are you.
just the many facets that you display when you're in certain environments. So that doesn't mean you're being phony. It just means you're adjusting.
That made me think about something too, because you know how sometimes people will say they can turn it off and on, and some of you know what I mean by turn it off and on. So when you're doing that, you still are being your authentic self. Maybe you're just you okay. So you temper your words depending on the environment you're in. You may not act. Um, well, I wouldn't act the same way with you that I might act with my
Pastor,
pastor.
I
Maybe
mean,
not, perhaps.
let's be honest. We're not going to say and behave the same way with our friends, quote unquote, as we would say and behave with the president of the United States or our pastor. You're going to have a different engagement with those people because, I mean, various reasons, title, respect.
Comfortability.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if I may interact with 10 differently than I interact with you. Why? Because you're my aunt. I can completely be myself around you, I feel. 1 second. And
However, if you are not being your authentic self in said situations, for example, if you met the president of the United States and you said, "Hello, President Biden. Nice to meet you. It's an honor, sir." That's your authentic self, as opposed to, "Hello, President O'Biden." I mean,
that's not your authentic self.
it's a flimsy example, but that's not your authentic self. How long can you keep up that facade? Hmm.
Hmm. I see where you're going with that one.
Yeah,
Because in different environments, there are different environments that require you to act a certain way. So we
exactly.
all know that.
It's
So
called protocol.
protocol. That's right. Very good word. Protocol. So I'm trying to think of something else to ask you about authenticity because we've had so many of these conversations that I feel like I'm just being repetitive. But for the sake of
No,
having
it's
it here,
okay. I like authenticity, but I also like non-authenticity, which is why I'm in the business that I'm in of doing voiceovers because I get to be somebody else, even if it's only for 3 minutes.
You get to be somebody else and do, yeah, for
Oh,
a certain amount of time. We have another co-host. I see another
and
guest.
she is being her authentic self.
Definitely her
Hello.
authentic self. They said everyone says hello. Now that is authenticity, which brings me
That's
to a
authentic.
child. Kids are authentically themselves, probably in almost every situation, aren't they?
They are. And when you become an adult, sometimes
Hi, bye.
it by it sometimes it is um it's a blessing in disguise, or um it's an asset is what I want to say. If you're an adult and you can still at times, when necessary, become childlike, And I say that because children are open. The older we get, the more closed minded we get because of our experiences. And, somebody's hurt us and we carry those scars. Children have less of those scars for the most part,
Hmm.
unless they're in extreme abusive situations, which is a whole nother topic. But yeah,
Yeah,
Dave Chappelle,
Chappelle's kid. Yeah,
keeping it
keep it
real.
real. We all
And
know
when
about Dave.
keeping it real goes
Real goes
wrong,
wrong. Yes. You know what? Do you remember when I was in college? Hey, Reese, how you doing? When I was in college, and you do remember this because we talk about this often. And I had this tight dress on.
oh
We
my
all went
God.
shopping.
Why
I'm
was I
just
talking about that again the other day?
Yes. Let me use this in context, everybody, so you can understand. So there was I think a party or something I wanted to go to, and I had this idea in my mind of how I wanted to look. And Star was with me and my sister. You all know my sister and a friend, one friend I think, and we went shopping. And I found
We
a
talked
dress.
about this before.
We did. We talked about it here, maybe,
We
or brought it
did.
up.
We did.
Yeah, and that's my sister right there in the chat. Hey, sister. So I put this dress on, and then this is me being my authentic self, and I'm just using this for an example. So
She
I put
was
the dress
not
on.
being her authentic self. That was
What?
not something she would have normally worn. She was
Well,
she was in a mode where she
okay.
wanted to look and feel a different way, but that wasn't who she really was. And I knew that.
Okay, there we have it. And so the dress I had on, we had
My
this
case
term
in point, how
stankin'.
many times have you worn that dress since then?
Once I gave it
Exactly.
away after I wore it, but it was
Exactly.
really fitting, like really, really. And I think she's saying that it was not my authentic self because I'm like Star. She said earlier about her eyelashes, how she's more tomboy. That's that's me mostly. Like I'm not a girly girl. I don't do the makeup. In fact, if somebody asked me for a tutorial on makeup, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Oh, I
I
can
can't
do
even
it.
tell
I'm
you.
just too lazy.
I can tell you to put some chapstick on your lips and go about your business and maybe put on some hoop earrings every now and then. But I I think other people, like you said, they are beautiful when they want to put makeup on and
And they look
there's a skill
fabulous.
and they look fabulous. It's just
I just do
not my thing.
not have the patience, nor do I have the time. Now, especially like for me, sometimes I'm doing shows like the last show I did where I had to put on makeup before the show every time. And when you're in the entertainment industry and you have to do certain things, which put on makeup, it's required. Doing it every day on a whim, like I'm at home in my studio. Why would I put on makeup? I'm not, I don't need it.
Same here. Right. And they say, I mean, I guess you're supposed to wear makeup for the camera or, lights, camera, action,
Yeah,
but
no.
they're not
I
here.
let the computer touch me up. It's okay.
Yeah. So I had a question for you because I know we're getting close to 2:45. What was the question? I'm gonna think about it
I
because I had it and
remember.
I just
It went to your
fleeting
neck.
thought, I guess. Yeah, it did.
Oh, I'm
Next,
so sorry. Well,
mm.
maybe some of the listeners have a comment or a question
Yes, that's a very good suggestion. Listeners, do you have a comment or suggestion because we can answer
about
those
being your authentic
about being
self
your authentic self? Yes.
or identifying what that actually is.
Or identify. You know what? That's very. I okay. So let's go back to the dress.
The
So I think you're
dress.
right about the dress. But also, what if I was kind of in my, they said girl summer or whatever. It used to be a term, girl summer. I was in that phase. I wanted to wear the tight clothes. And I also had a phase where I wore baggy clothes. So, do you think that at different seasons of your life, maybe you can change? Like you're still your authentic self, but you have certain time periods in which you change. You might, and I know what you're going to say for
Well,
the most
you
part,
can. When
because
I when
we
I
all
was
change.
younger and less weighty, I mean, I used to wear more risque type outfits, and that was my authentic self, you know? And my authentic self still sometime wants to do that, but you know,
Me too.
my realistic self says, "No, you don't need to. You don't need
My
to do."
realistic self is tank top and some sweatpants, but I do like to put on a
Yeah.
tight dress here and there. I'm
And
not really, I don't do the heels that much.
like I said, your authentic self doesn't necessarily mean that there are not um different facets. Like I said, we're multi-dimensional people, not one-dimensional at all.
Sweet, I see. Sweet Thumb says some of that stuff turns into a distraction.
It
Can you?
does.
I think you're talking about the outfit, Sweet Thumb, but can you elaborate? No matter where you go, there you are. No matter where you go, there you are. You look in the mirror, there you are. You can't get rid of you. So I think you might as well embrace it. And I was thinking about this the other day, how if God made you special and gave you all these gifts and talents and he only made one you, I think that you should fully embrace who you are in whatever phase of life you're in, whatever season you're in. Embrace you, because there is only one you, and
He
nobody
broke
else
the
can be
mold.
you but you. He broke the mold. Nobody else can
When
do
he
what you
made
do.
you, he
Nobody.
broke the mold.
That's right. Nah, nobody else can, speak the way you speak or reach somebody else the way that you can reach somebody else, or, you
Even
know,
identical twins are different.
even identical twins are different.
So, that's just a testimony of how awesome God is, that there can be so many people, even when you see your doppelganger. If you've ever seen your doppelganger, it's one scary thing. I've seen my doppelganger,
Ooh, I
and
don't
I
believe
was
I've
like,
seen
oh
it.
my God, it's me. But it wasn't me because I looked at her hands and her hands were different than mine. But she looked like me. It's very scary. When he made you, he broke the mold.
You broke
So,
them all. Okay,
authentic
so
self.
authentic self. So the point of this conversation is be your authentic self. This is a topic that we may have to pick up back on, because I feel like I have some questions that are unfinished, and due to time restraints, I know that I have to go, because you all know I'll sit here and talk to you, but I know I have to be a mom and go get my child. So I wanted to ask you one question before I let you go.
Yes.
I saw in the comment earlier, I think it was Buddha that asked if you've ever been in the movies. I think she said a movie or a show, something along
Oh,
the lines. So
really?
tell people, yeah, so
I
tell the audience what you've done.
Unfortunately, who was it, Buddha? I didn't see it because I wasn't being my authentic self. I couldn't
You,
see. I
you,
needed to
you had to tighten those frames up a
I
little bit.
needed to put on my readers. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Um, well, yeah, kinda, sorta, maybe, a little bit.
yeah.
It's
Well,
just
tell everybody what you've done.
well, she said the movies. I haven't been in the movies. I have been on TV. I'm not sure anyone here has seen it unless you watch true crime stories,
And
and I'm a little modest. I was on a true crime story, playing the role of a murder victim, but this was, like, 2 years ago, so, oh my
and
gosh. It was,
and she,
Masterminds of Murder.
you all, let me. She's not going to tell you all. She's modest, but I want her to tell you what her recent
She
project
said
was.
yes. Oh, tell me you
Yes,
saw that. You saw
yes.
that show? Oh my god.
Oh, Buddha, did you see her? Is that
No.
how you knew? Tell them what your other project was before I say it. I do 48 hours SUV Law and Order. See, she might know. And NCIS.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
So tell us, tell the family. What you did, and it starts with a B. I'll just refresh your memory.
What did I do? Oh,
Bri
well, then, yeah, but, well, okay. She wants me to talk about the Bridgertons. I did the Bridgertons for 4 months. I
Hey,
was the
dear.
narrator of the show and the protege of Lady
Protege.
Whistledown. And that's what she wanted me to talk about. Um, but that show was I
See, Buddha
I just
may have
I
seen.
just have a familiar face,
She
Buddha.
has that
But
face,
thank
Buddha.
you. Um, but yeah, I was doing that for 4 months, and we did 260 some odd shows. And I narrated the show. Um, but it was not televised. It was an interactive theater show that Netflix, Shondaland, and Fever put on, which has actually been, crawling across the country and outside of the country in Canada. So it could have been in a city near you, but the I actually was the narrator for the DC troop. That's what she wanted me to talk about.
Give us a little bit of what you said. Can you say like one line? Because I was there, you guys. It was a fantastic show,
Oh
very engaging.
my
So just tell us something
gosh.
before I have to
That
go.
was like 2
And
years ago. Was that
it's
was
okay.
that was last year. Oh my
It
gosh,
was
that was
last
last
year.
year.
Mhm.
Life is moving
I
past.
was able to get away from the kids and go out, see, and have
Yeah,
fun at the
and
show.
she had a good time, I could
And I was
tell.
being my authentic self. I had on a tight dress too. No, did I?
No, you
Yeah, I
did
think
not
I
have it.
did. I what
Did
did
you?
I?
No, I don't think so.
I don't even
So,
remember.
I don't remember
Maybe, maybe not.
tight
Probably
dress.
not. I definitely didn't. No, I didn't have on a tight dress. I think it was colder. Wasn't it kind of cold outside that day?
Oh no. That show went from March to July, so it should
Okay,
not
no.
have been.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
didn't have on a tight dress. I didn't have on high heels. I was dressed
No,
appropriately.
you were
But
dressed
the point is that
appropriately.
we had a great time and she did a wonderful job.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And
And
you got to
so
tell us
to answer your question, no, I cannot give you lines, but
no, just say something for us. You don't
I
have to give us
cannot give
anything
you
from there.
lines.
You
But yeah.
have a spot of tea. And
No,
I know I
I
cannot do it the way she does. I mean, I'm not a voice actress.
Oh my
That's not my
gosh.
authentic self.
They told me to stop being so shy. It's funny how you can a lot of entertainers are actually shy. So I'm not by myself.
I hear
And
that
yes,
often.
I'm an author as well.
Show them your book. Do you have your book available?
Do I have my
Because I
book?
have a
What?
copy
I
upstairs.
have everybody else's book in my studio.
Yes.
I have
Show
a
them
copy
your
of
book.
my book. I would actually
Thank
have
you,
to
Tim,
get
for the
up.
reminder.
But
That's okay. Go
the,
ahead.
the
Go get it.
well, I
Go get it.
I
Go get it.
let me
Go
see.
get, go get, go
Oh
get,
my
go get,
gosh.
go get your book. I know. Okay, see, that's me being my authentic self, you guys. I can just sing something randomly, even though somebody might not want me to sing. And I have kids that say, Mom, you shouldn't be singing right now, but hey,
I
go
can't
get
believe
it.
you're forcing me.
Yes,
you're,
the
you're
hands
for-
are on you.
Okay, so yeah, these are the two books.
There we are. And I can't even flip the screen for you, but um, tell everybody the title.
So this is the second one. 22 things men and women should ought not do in relationships. I told you I had opinions. They're in this book.
They're in that book.
And the first one is a novel, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, A Quest for Love.
Find all the Huddy Wuddy.
Lovely. Somewhere over the rainbow.
I don't know. This show
So
is
if you're
supposed to be
interested,
about you and geeky
no,
girls, not
no, no,
me.
no. So if you're interested, tell everybody where they can find the books, just in case they want to know what somewhere over the
Oh,
rainbow is
so
and things
this
that
one
men should not do. We have to have a conversation about that one.
well, we
That
can talk about some of the topics in this book at a later date. But
yes.
this one is also an audio book. I narrated it on
Find all
Audible.
the Huddy Wuddy.
And so you can get them all on Amazon. Let's see, the audio is on Amazon, iTunes. Ooh, I'm a terrible promoter.
Yes,
Anybody want to
that's
be
why we're
my
here to help.
PR person?
Find all the Huddy Wuddy.
I'm awful. I just do what I do because I like doing it. And I guess, I'm running a business and I should
Find
be more
all the
diligent about
Huddy
promoting myself,
Wuddy.
but I'm
That's
not.
another topic because also artists don't really have a lot of time to do
No,
the
you
business and
don't.
of to promote. So you find that's why you have a lot of people that come in and do that for them.
You
But
don't. I
you know,
actually just threw out, oh
Find
God, my hair's
all
a
the
mess. I
you
actually
look fine.
just threw out an audition right before I jumped on this call. And I've got some more things that I want to throw out.
Well, throw them out. You'll be back so we can talk more about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Hi, Porter, Adrian. Oh, okay. Ruthie's saying hi to
Anytime.
everybody. I have to ask everybody in a question before I have to go. Give me 2 minutes. So we're talking about being your authentic self, and we talked earlier about how we are the type of people who, if somebody has their shirt on inside out or something on their face, that we would tell them. So I was at this rental car agency with my daughter last month, and I was having some difficulty trying to figure out if I should or if I should not tell this gentleman something that was on his shirt. Okay, he was helping me out and he was talking and he was walking in front of my daughter and I didn't want to distract him, but I'm looking at this. It was a bug. Do you all know those bugs? The lantern bugs that are out now, the lantern bugs. So there was a lantern bug on the back of his shirt, and he was walking, and I was just looking at the bug while he was talking. I was so distracted, and my daughter and I are looking at each other, and she's like, both of our faces just like, ugh. And so I'm like, should I tell him? And I'm like hitting her on the shoulder. I'm like, I gotta tell him. I gotta tell
Why
him.
didn't you just knock it off? Oh my God.
Because I wanted to knock it off, but I didn't want to hit him
Oh, I would have
because
smacked him.
I was
I would have.
and I felt so bad though because I'm like, Andre, you would tell somebody, and I just kept.
I
I
would
had
have
this thing going back
smacked
and
the
forth.
crap out of his back.
So
And
I
he
told my
would have,
daughter
yeah.
I should have, but then I thought if I hit him, then he's gonna be looking at me like, why did you hit me or what
Well, then
happened? And
that's when you tell him
I
there
could have
was
said
a
you had a bug.
bug
So
invading your privacy.
this is when being your authentic self. This is when I should have really been my authentic self because this went completely wrong, right? So we're sitting here looking at the bug, and my daughter is looking. I was like, "Should I tell him?" She was like, "No, don't tell him, don't tell him." So I'm like, "No, I'm gonna tell him," and we're going back and
What
forth.
if he had
So
hurt the man?
I, I don't know. I thought about all that, but then I didn't want to just
Oh,
smack him. I didn't want to just hit the man. I was waiting for
I
him
would
to.
have smacked him.
What I wanted to do, I was waiting for him to turn around so that I can give him eye contact and say, "Is something on your shirt?" I didn't want to just hit him, and so I let him
But
keep
here's the
walking.
thing. If it was behind him, he would not have been able to see it anyway and
True,
to remove it. So
and
you should I wouldn't have
but
told him anything. I would have just smacked it off. I'm
I
sorry.
should. I was like, I didn't want to interrupt him and be rude, but I'm like, Auntie, you would do it. So let me tell you all what happened real quick, because I know I gotta go. So he was walking and talking, like he was just saying a lot of stuff about this rental car. And I'm like, okay. And I also, I'm always on the time frame. I'm like, oh, I gotta pick the kids up. And it was like 10 minutes. So I'm like trying to rush him. The rental wasn't even clean, but I was like, okay, I gotta hurry up and get out of here so I can go. So he's still walking. Oh my goodness, let me tell you all what happened. So the bug, I took my eyes off of him for probably 2 seconds. I was looking at my daughter, asking her something. The bug went in his shirt.
See,
I didn't know it went in his shirt. I just know when I
all your
turned back
fault.
around, it
All
was
your
my
fault.
fault. Definitely my fault. I take full responsibility because I'm like, you should have told him. And at that moment, I was like, you should have just told him. So I didn't see the bug. So I turned to my daughter and I was like, what happened to the bug? I was going to tell him.
It went
So she was like,
into
I
his
don't know.
shirt.
We found out about 10 seconds later that the bug went in his shirt because the next thing we knew, he was like hitting the bug and he was smashing, doing this.
Exactly.
And then I was like, I should have told him. And then I felt so bad. I'm like, I can't do anything now.
Well,
And
he
but
should have. You need
but
to
he
do
was
5 Hail Marys and
I
get on
know I
about your
felt
business
so
because
bad.
you
I
were
felt so
wrong for that.
see, this is her being authentic. We tell each other we're wrong, and I
I
was
would have
definitely
smacked him.
wrong.
What
I
worst
because
case
I would have wanted
scenario?
somebody
What
to
if
tell
that
me.
bug went down his shirt and it happened to be something that was biting and it bit him
Yeah,
and he happened to be allergic?
true indeed. I didn't think
I'm
about the
just saying.
allergic part, but I thought about the bug going down his shirt, and I was just like, I can't bother this man. He's like talking, and I want to be rude, but I should have just stepped in because normally I would just interrupt somebody. But see, I stopped because just like probably the day before, somebody was like, sometimes you say stuff, and I'm like, I'm just trying to tell somebody because I want them to tell me. And I try to refrain and use self-control and tact and all that stuff. So this
Yeah,
was a
no.
time I definitely missed. So the bug went down his shirt, and the next thing we know, he took it and he was just like, but he was not afraid of bugs because let me tell you all,
So
he
you
gave
wouldn't
that
have
bug the
told
business.
me.
Oh, yes.
You would not have said, "Oh, your eyelashes in half, and
Now
it's
that's a
half.
different thing.
It's
That's on your face. He had the bug on his back, and he took it and he threw the bug down and stomped it. He was like stomping, stomping. I was like,
yes."
but I can't blame him. I would have done the same thing. But I was like, why didn't you just tell him? And I
But
felt so
he wouldn't
bad.
have had
I
to
felt
do
so bad.
that had you just smacked the bug.
Or I could have interrupted him
Smack
to
him and
say,
somebody said in the chat, I would have told him while I was
10,
getting it off him.
uh,
The cashier got it off
next
me
time.
and explained what she was doing. It was a spider. Please, if I was in this video and a spider was coming down, I would expect everybody in this chat to say,
To say
"Move,
something.
get out of the way," blah, 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 something,
But
because
you
I
but
don't
you know
do
what the weird
spiders.
thing is? But you know what the weird thing is? I've done that before where I've hit a bug off
So
somebody. It was a
what was
spider
the
going.
problem that day?
I don't know. I felt bad. I was just like, should I bother him or should I let it go? And I thought the bug was gonna fly off his shirt, but
No.
it took a different route. And I was like, you should have just told him. You know you would have told anybody else. And I've hit a bug off of somebody before. I have told somebody, but
And
that
in
particular
his
day,
mind, he was like, I know she saw that bug.
I don't think he knew it. Because he looked at us and he was just like stomping it down, but he didn't know because these lantern bugs they fly all over the place, all over your clothes, all over your and that might be me just trying to justify. But the next time I see a bug on somebody, I will just interrupt because that's what I normally would
Well,
do.
I live in Florida and all I do is see bugs.
Uh,
So you might need to tell me if we're here and you're here with me and there's bug.
oh yeah, I'll do that. I will do that. I just had to share that with you all because I was like, was that being my authentic self? And I'm like,
No,
nah, it
you
wasn't.
weren't.
It was not being my authentic self because I would have definitely told him or hit it off of him. But that day, I don't know. I was just like, should I tell him? I think it was because my daughter encouraged me not to. And I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't because if she's saying I shouldn't bother him, maybe I shouldn't do it. But
I agree with
I
educated
should.
natural.
What's she say? If would not tell them. Oh, I would not tell them first because some people flip out as soon as you say bug. I just get it off all of them and then tell them. That would have worked too,
Yes.
10. I
It's
will
a
listen.
bug. You
I
should
will
have seen
consider
me
all this.
screaming in Lowe's yesterday because 2 squirrels were in the store and they ran past me behind me. Yeah.
See,
I'm not afraid of
squirrels
squirrels,
though,
but I thought they were rats. So
are they in a rat family?
they are. However,
Guys,
long story short, the squirrels were in the store and then he climbed up the shelf and was hanging over the shelf just
hey
going
girl.
and I'm like,
Oh, see, I would have gone to the other aisle. I don't like squirrels. Used to throw nuts and stuff at people
yeah, well,
when I was in a park.
I'm not a screamer, but
See, Sweet
I
Tom said it.
screamed
Just tell them
because
because some folks would just get to swinging.
no, most
What if
people
I hit the
won't.
bug off that man and he just was like he turned around and squared up with me? Then I'd be like, wait, I was
That
just
wouldn't
trying
have
to get the bug.
happened because, and I'm going to tell you why that wouldn't have happened, because you were in a business environment and he would not have taken that as you're just smacking him. That would not have been his first thought because he was in business mode. He was talking, he was telling you about said rental car. That would not have been his first thought. His first thought would have been, oh, was something on me? I'm telling you, naturally speaking, that's what he would have thought. You were
Yeah.
knocking something off him, not you just went out of your mind and decided to smack him upside the head.
Well, we got some smackers over here in the chat, so I'm sure 10 did say she would have smacked it off, and we all believe it because she was.
I'm
What
a
did the
smacker.
5 fingers say to the hands? Smack them. So I won't smack him like
Tree
that or
rats.
anybody else like that.
Yes,
But
urban
the next time,
gardening. They are
oh,
tree rats.
I need to get my child.
Yes, you
Can you come back
do.
and do this another day? I'm sure.
Oh,
If I
absolutely.
give you the
My
okay.
schedule's open right now. That
All
is,
right.
unless Disney calls me. I got an
Unless
audition,
this
y'all. Fingers crossed.
woo, Woo! Hey, we'll be praying. We want Disney, we want Netflix, we want anybody. If anyone hears this
Somebody,
video, sees this video,
somebody,
somebody
somebody,
come.
please.
Someone pick her up. If you need
Mommy.
a voice actress, here you are. Take her. Take her. So she's accepting appointments and she's ready to be booked.
I'm accepting appointments. You need help. Anyway, it was
Anyway,
nice. I'll be back.
as always, she'll be
And
back. And thank you all for coming in. I saw you all. Thank you for coming in, Urban, everybody. I saw you. Thank you for coming in. I need to go get my child because she's going to
yeah,
be.
because you're late.
I'm late. I'm just going to text her and say, I'm coming. I'll be there. Just walk. Okay. So thank you again for coming in. I'll chat with you later.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming in. We will see you in the next Connect and Chat. It's going to be random again. So keep your notifications on and share this out with somebody who you think can use it. All right. I'll see you all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.